There is always an invitation to slow down and keep things simple. Welcome to Her Renewed Mind. I'm your host, Dr. Candice, and this is a space and a place where you're going to receive not only encouragement, but equipping for the beautiful renewed mind that you have and that you're walking out. I have said a couple of times today that I'm unlearning and learning, unlearning and learning. And I will forever be renewing my mind. I will forever be changing my mind. I will forever be challenged, stretched, prodded to think differently. And it causes me to just shake my head, laugh. Today I was talking with someone. I was like, yeah, my mind, mind blowing emoji. My mind is like pew, 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 like these firewalls going off. And it makes me so giddy because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm learning something new. Oh my gosh, I'm unlearning something that I've always done or always thought. And okay, now it's time to take on that new thought. And that new thought is going to bring on a new behavior, new action, new words that I speak. So it's really good. It's called growth, it's called evolution. And so I know that this space will be that for us because that is what's going on in me. And I know that is what our Heavenly Father desires for us to grow and learn. And it's just so good. It just keeps getting gooder and gooder. So you probably have noticed something, especially if you've listened to like the past two episodes. We do not have any more ads that don't have anything to do with Her Renewed Mind or Vision Speak Consulting or Dr. Candice Johnson explicitly. And so I have to admit, I was excited about making money from ads. And I don't even know if I've made any money. I haven't looked at analytics or anything like that. But after I listened to the last episode, I think 2 days ago, and I was like, I don't like this. I don't like having to wait to hear the episode. And I had even turned it on to where it would um, broadcast ads in the middle. And I'm like, I don't like that. And any ads that I want to broadcast, I want them to be my own ads. So, and I realized that I was focused on the wrong thing. I had made the focus on something that, like, nothing wrong with wanting to earn income, but I don't want that to be, I don't want to compromise who I am and what Her Renewed Mind is all about just for the sake of earning some income. So we're not going to have any ads that don't have anything to do with Her Renewed Mind, Vision Speak Consulting, Dr. Candice Johnson, or anything that I'm related to explicitly. So thank you for your grace and thank you for being here. And if this is your first time listening, welcome, 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 welcome. And so last week I was talking about focus and how I felt like I had so many other things that I was trying to focus on and was ignoring really what was right in front of me, what I had been a part of for so long, and really being that solution that people need. And so I want to do a follow up episode, some follow up thoughts to that. And so, like I mentioned, my head was full of ideas, and not like those ideas aren't valid, not like I'll ever get to those ideas, but it's like I had so many, and I was really trying to do all the things at once. And I know that Vision Speak Consulting, which is like my overall umbrella, has some different pieces, but I know that I can't be at my best if I'm trying to juggle all of those pieces all at the same time and not really pay attention to what is the best and what is God's best for me and what is God's best for you, what is God's best for the people that I am to serve, right? I needed to slow down and really focus in. And so that's what I've been spending the past couple of weeks doing. And so what I'm learning is that not every good idea deserves my full attention. And it's okay to write things down and put it away. It's okay to write things down. And I have permission to capture the ideas. I have permission to put them in my phone. I have permission to write them in a notebook. I even have permission to have conversations about them. That's okay. But as far as putting any more energy into that, it can wait. Ah, and that's okay. I feel like I'm speaking to somebody. It can wait. It's important that we evaluate what is most important. Not every good idea deserves equal attention. And so it was like, okay, I need to simplify because that's going to bring clarity for me when I simplify. Like our bodies were not even designed to try to handle all the things. My brain was not designed to handle all the things. And that is what causes stress. That's what causes stress. And I'm definitely about stress free living. I'm definitely about pace of grace living. I'm definitely about simple living. And I believe I will always continue to to get to the simple, to wade through the mess or step out of the mess completely and get to the simple. So here's the lesson. Let's just go ahead and get to the lesson. Our minds become overwhelmed when everything feels equally important. And that's where I was. I was feeling it. I was feeling it in my body. And even staying up later at night than I need to, just thinking. And there were good thoughts coming. Okay, there were good thoughts coming, but there were also some anxious thoughts that were trying to make their way through there. And I thank God for even just the practical practice of breathing. Oh, I know how to breathe. I know how to do box breathing, and that helps to regulate my nervous system. I know, and I've talked about, I know how to go outside and put my feet in the grass and breathe and take note of the beautiful nature around me when those thoughts became overwhelming. And so when everything is a priority, then nothing is a priority. It's really like I'm stuck. So that's why I have to breathe and step outside to reset. And so I believe that God often brings clarity by removing things, by closing the door. Can you agree? Do you see that happening for you rather than adding anything else on? And so in thinking through the decision I made to focus specifically on the college admission and financial aid process and work and help that I provide to students and families right through here, I had some beautiful things to happen. So I'm hosting the workshop actually this Thursday at 7 p.m. So here's the commercial break that if you are a junior or parent or guardian of a junior or senior who is college bound, who has dreams of going to a 2 year or 4 year college, I would love for you to join me on this Thursday, July 30th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central Time for a college planning workshop called College Confidence Live. And you've heard the commercial already on the front end. And so I won't go into the full commercial because you've already heard it, but please go to the show notes or go directly to my website, visionspeakconsulting.com, and register for this complimentary workshop. And so the response has been amazing so far. I don't know where we are in terms of our numbers, but it's just been so beautiful to see the registrations come in. And to me, that's confirmation like, Candice, you are right where you're supposed to be. You are doing what you're supposed to be doing. And there's a need. People have questions. Students have concerns. Parents desire a solution to the things that are on their heart around financial aid, around scholarships, around helping their student through the process, around what is the next step? What is the first step? What do I do? Like it's not like it used to be. What are these changes when it comes to the bills that were passed? How does that impact my student and their major and the money that they may be eligible for? And so that's been so powerful to see that, okay, you're doing the right thing because people are registering for this workshop. There you go. You have this opportunity to be a solution for people in that moment. And that is so powerful. I want to continue to be impactful. I want to continue to serve. I want to continue to release heaven on earth in this way. And what a beautiful way that I can continue to do that. Also, the conversations, I was able to meet with a dear counselor friend, and we were talking about the school year and what it looks like for me coming to her school and being a support to her seniors. So I was excited about that. And then even after our conversation, I started to think about some other questions I need to ask her about the school year, some things I've learned from being a college counselor, and systems and processes that were put in place, that we put in place to better serve our families, and how that can be of help to her and her families this school year. So I'm excited about that. So there's momentum. There's momentum, there's things moving forward, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So good. So the fruit wasn't because I worked harder, I didn't strive. It was because, it just was becoming more clear. Like things were unfolding right in front of me by me just taking intentional steps forward to say, I'm going to do this. And here it is, and seeing if people needed it, and they do. And they do. So powerful. So I want to ask you, my dear sister, where in your life are you making things more complicated than they need to be? Where in your life are you making things more complicated than they need to be? Where do they need to be simple? Amen. And then let me tell you what happened yesterday. Yesterday, I spent time with family and friends. It was an intimate setting. It was a beautiful setting, and I'm glad that I went. I'm so glad that I was asked to attend this beautiful intimate setting, and I'm glad that I said yes, I would be there. And I ended up sitting right next to a beautiful sister, and I looked at her and I'm like, "You look so familiar. Like we've been in close proximity together." And I said, "Maybe school." So we walked through, okay, what elementary school did you go to? What middle school did you go to? What high school did you go to? And then somehow we got on college. And I said, "Yeah, I went to West Virginia University." She was like, "I went to what?" I was like, and I said, "Where did you live?" And she said, "I don't remember the name of the dorm, but it was right across from the workout facility." And I'm like, "We were in the same dorm." And then she talked about, I said, "Well, who was your roommate?" So she named her roommate. I didn't know her roommate. I knew we weren't on the same floor, but we have been in close proximity together. And she said that. She's like, "When you came into the space, into the room, I could tell there was something just familiar about you. Like we have been in close proximity." I was like, "Yeah, we've had conversation." So come to find out, we hung out together. She was friends with friends of mine, and we would all be in their room together. I lived on the ninth floor, and they lived on the sixth floor. And I can kind of remember us sitting on their bed and us talking together, like close proximity, and that was so powerful. So we just were giddy and giggling like, I said, "I haven't seen you since 1999. Like, what?" So here we are. Okay, what? Okay, I had to go to my calculator because I didn't last night, but I'm like years later. So at least like 25 or 26 years. Let me see. 27, duh. 27 years. 27 years since I've seen this young lady, and we're sitting right next to each other on a couch. Very intimate setting. And so I was like, "What are you up to? What's going on in your life?" And so she shared and she asked me the same thing. And this, I just felt like I was supposed to say, I've been trying to focus this week. I've been trying to simplify my business and what I do. And so she's like, "So what do you do?" So I shared and she said, "Okay, the girl sitting over there, her daughter just graduated and she's wanting to go to college." And I'm like, "What?" And so I was able to share with the other sister information about the workshop on Thursday. And then I even shared the information with my sister from college. And she was like, "Yeah, because I've had conversation this week with other people about their children and them needing help with the college process. You cannot make this stuff up." And I just shook my head. I'm like, "God, okay, I see you." Another beautiful reminder that I'm right where I'm supposed to be and that I have a solution. I carry a solution that people need. I don't have to have all the things figured out. And let me let you know something right here. I have some ideas about what I want to share on Thursday, but I haven't done an outline yet. What is really beautiful is that I had a questionnaire. So when you register, you'll receive a questionnaire because I want to answer the questions that you have. I've done this work. Y'all gonna get tired of me saying 20 years. No, you're not. But I've done this work. I've been in all types of settings. I've talked one-on-one with students and families. I've talked to 400 students in a school auditorium or gym. I've been in a library. I've been at a correctional facility. I've been at a private school. I've been at a homeschool consortium that was held at a church. I've been at the state fair. I've been all of these places. And so I could easily perform and put together a presentation. I have presentations saved that I could pull up. And now that I'm talking this out, I don't even know if I'll do that. I may have like a few slides, but I feel like I'm supposed to be face to face with the families that will be on this Zoom and answer the questions that they have to the best of my ability, to be the solution that they need and answer the questions that they have and go from there. I have some ideas about some other offerings that I've been kind of thinking through, and I don't know if I'm supposed to build that out just yet. And that's kind of counterintuitive to how I've always moved. I've always had this big grand plan. But I think as I'm even talking right now, I'm supposed to just keep it simple. So I'm going to hold myself to that. Well, Holy Spirit is the one holding me to it and helping me navigate that. And even me sharing out loud with you today, it's like, just keep it simple. Keep it simple, not striving, not forcing, but simply showing up and being who I have been called to be. So, lesson number 2, sometimes obedience positions us for opportunities we never could orchestrate ourselves. You can't make this stuff up. It's God. And you don't have to manufacture every opportunity. Just step in the space and be. Be who you've been called to be. Show up, share of yourself, ask questions, right? That open the opportunity for more to be shared. Yeah, so good, so good. So let me give you some questions that I want you to think about. What keeps distracting you from your assignment? I'm actually just going to ask these 2 questions and then I have a challenge for you. What keeps distracting you from your assignment? And what can you simplify this week? What can you simplify today? What can you simplify today? I'm telling you, it's going to bring you so much clarity and peace. And I just experienced that in real time right now, talking this out, and I'm grateful. So here's the CTA. Here's the call to action for you, sis. This week, choose one thing, not 15. One thing. One next step, one project, one conversation. So instead of asking, what all should I be doing? Ask, what has God already asked me to do? And then go do that. I love you. I appreciate you. And until next time, peace.